1, 2, 1, 2. That's okay, I think. No idea if this means I think I am. Open up YouTube. Hmm. Let's see if I can find somebody. Okay, so it's live. It's live. That's fine. There's the link. All right, let's open it up. Can't get any. See if we can do this without getting lots of feedback. Sure. While watching streaming, look at that. Oh, there we are. Look at me. Hello. Okay, problem is, sound is going out. Where's the sound going to? So if I put the sound through to my headphones. There we are. I feel like that's a bit jerky. All right, well, it seems to work. Let's turn that off. Don't need that. Leave that up. Goodness knows what this is, what we're doing. Got no idea. All right, well, let's make the assumption that it's all working, because I think it is. It seems to be going out. We don't seem to be dropping any frames. Sound seemed okay. We've got, yeah, this sound on the microphone. The right microphone. Yeah, okay. So I suppose it's me staring at the screen, just talking to myself. So, a few things that I want to actually learn, and I want to. There's a few things I want to learn. There's a few things that I've promised people that I will learn. There's a few things that I've promised people that I will show them. There are a lot of it is going to be around Azure. Oh, what went bing? Aha! So a friend of mine's online. So hopefully she'll be able to tell me if I sound all right. I don't think the light's very good in here. Stupid light bulbs. Stupid smart light bulbs. I think it's okay. Most of it, what I'm going to do is, okay, so Isabella's watching me. Now, oh good, and I sound okay, so that's good. So right, so there's a few things that I want to learn. There's a few things that I've promised people I will learn. There's a few things that I've promised people that I will show them. So the first thing I want to look at is, well, the way I'm going to start is I'm going to start with Azure landing zones. What else do I want to do? Oh yeah, well, I want to learn Bicep. Is that right? I think that's right. And maybe Terraform. And then I also need to set up site-to-site VPN. And I want to look at on-prem backup. Not all today, but as we think of other things, we can add them to the list. I think that works. So we're going to start with, so we're going to do Azure landing zones. And for now, landing zone really is, unless you already know what it is, it's the place where you're going to put things. When you move to Azure, you're going to start with a landing zone, and that's where you're going to put things. We're going to get started with that. And then as we go through, we'll explain more about what a landing zone is in case you haven't come across it before. And so, let me just turn off that. Let's go here. Let's go. Okay, so this is the Azure portal that I'm working from. And there's very little in here. That's that, really. I want to look at all resources. That's it. There's a storage account, which is purely for Cloud Shell. So what we want to do is I want to deploy an Azure landing zone, which we can do in many, many different ways. But one of the easiest ways is as a template. Deploy a custom template. Come on. And we've got Azure landing zone there. So custom template is an ARM template. There are a few templates built in. This is one of the templates that's built in. This is the name of the template. If I wanted to edit the template, it's going to tell me that it has a handcrafted user interface. Editing template will result in handcrafted user interface being decided. So we're not going to do that. What we can do, though, is we can download it, we can look at it, we can analyze it, and we can customize it for our own purposes. But for now, what I want to demonstrate, or what I've been asked to demonstrate, is one of the easiest ways of getting started with Azure Landing Zones, which is by using this Azure Landing Zone Accelerator. So we are going to deploy this in, massive really, North Central US is fine. And we just go through our process. And as we go through the process, I will explain some of what we're doing. And we'll get into this more in a deeper level as we go through. So, resource prefix. What's the root ID? What do we want to call our landing zone? So, it needs to be unique. And this is going to prefix a lot of the resources or certainly the management group names. So let's just call it. I've done this before. I found that if you reuse this, if you try to deploy it a second time and you reuse the same ID, then it seems to cause a problem. I haven't managed to track that down. I think that's unique. And I think it's because I haven't cleared up certain things. I haven't, and it's trying to overwrite certain things. It doesn't have I don't have the permissions or the credentials to overwrite some things. Subscriptions, dedicated. So with the management group hierarchy, in an ideal world, we would have separate subscriptions for different areas. So might have a different subscription to manage connectivity, a different subscription to manage your web-facing applications, and so on. It's going to help you with your overall management and cost management and so on. I only have one subscription, so I'm going to use single for now. And the one I'm going to use is the only one I've got, which is that one. Tracking telemetry that basically allows Microsoft to know how many people are using this template, so that's fine. Who's playing loud music outside? All right, so what is it that we want to deploy with this landing zone as part of this template? So we're going to deploy log analytics and enable monitoring for your platform resources. Yes, we're going to do that. Data analytics, data retention, we're going to have it 30 days, which is the retention period that is free. After that, then you pay for the retention. So you'll pay for the ingestion of logs into a log analytics workspace, but it will be retained for 30 days for free. So if you had reasons that you want to, whether it's governance reasons that you want to keep it for longer, that you could adjust it here. You can obviously go back and adjust that later. And then log analytics is going to be used by Azure Monitor, various Azure Monitor solutions. So which solutions do we want to deploy? We're just going to deploy all of them. Right. If you're not running SQL, you're never going to run SQL, then maybe you won't deploy the solution, but we're just going to, because we're playing and we're just having some fun with this, we're going to deploy everything. Microsoft Defender for Cloud. So this is what used to be called Azure Security Center. So we're just going to use my email address. So this is the email address that's going to send out that's going to be used to send alerts. And we're going to turn this on. Cloud servers for open source relational databases, for Cosmos DB, and so on. Now it's not going to do anything if you don't have any storage. It's not going to. You're not going to incur any cost by turning it on. But when you do deploy devices or databases or storage or key vaults, then Microsoft Defender for Cloud can monitor it. Are we going to deploy Sentinel? Yes, we are. Now, DevOps. So this template at the moment, this is interesting. So Azure Landing Zone provides an integrated CI/CD pipeline via Azure Ops, AZ Ops, which is a GitHub project that can be used with either GitHub Actions, which is what we're going to do, or Azure DevOps pipelines. Now, when I looked at this 3 weeks ago, I'm pretty sure it said it doesn't include DevOps or DevOps just yet. Oh, okay. Well, there you go. But now GitHub Actions is available. All right, so that's what we're going to do. Deploy integrated CI/CD. Yes. Username. It's my GitHub username. GitHub. Okay, so we're going to call this. Let's call this AZ Ops. Today's date. It's a bad name, but it will work. Now, here's what I should do. I've got an API key that I can use for this, but it might be as well to show you how to create an API key, because I've got to remember how to do it. Okay, it's under settings. It is under developer settings. There we go. And personal access tokens. So it's asking for personal access tokens. So it's there. And then tokens classic. There's the token that I've created earlier. Okay, I'm not going to do this. I'm actually going to look for the token that I did earlier. We're going to see. No, you know what? Let's just do another one. Generate a new token. Generate a new token. I'm not sure what this fine-grained repo scoped. Should we try it? We might live to regret it. Public repositories, only selected repositories. So we can't really do this because no. Actually, I tell a lie. Yes, no, it's creating a new repository. So we can't really public repository. Okay, what I'm going to do is let's do it the way that I've done it in the past, which is classic token, and we're going to LZ 2022 expiration, make it 90 days. I'm going to very bad practice. Don't do this at home, boys and girls. Give it access to everything. All right, and what I'm going to do is before create a new token, I'm going to move it over here onto my different screens. So personal access token is there. And you can only copy it once. So once you've copied it, you need to keep it in a safe space. Or you could just put it straight into here, not keep it anywhere. This is the one time you're ever going to use it. And that probably makes a lot of sense. So there we go. All right, so it's done. It's never been used. This is the name that we called it, which is not very imaginative. I open it now. Yeah, I can change the scope of it, but what I can't do is I cannot see the actual token. So put that to one side because I don't think we need that. Let's just put that down there because what I want to do is keep track of the windows that we open or the sites that we open, so I can put it into the notes afterwards. All right. Next, service principal. So the CI/CD pipeline using GitHub Actions is going to be able to read the information or read the setup that we have, read the management groups, read the resource groups, read the networks, some of the topology. I think most of what we're deploying now, essentially, and we'll go in and we'll have a look at that. So, but what we need is a service principal, an account that is going to be able to connect to Azure, read information from Azure, and if we make a change in GitHub to the environment, write that information back to Azure. So we're going to create a new service principal. So I'm going to click there. And this is going to use the same name. I'm going to be irritated if I keep this for a while. I might keep this a while because there's a few things I want to do with it, but it's fine. It's not going to last forever. Okay, accounts in this organization, any Azure directory, multi-tenant, single tenant, accounts in this organization, only sign in. We're only going to use one tenant. Don't need that, don't need that. Okay, so that's our name. Right, then what we've got to do, we need to create a secret. That secret is going to be a new client secret. Enter the description of this secret. Let's just call it password, I suppose. Let's call it 24 months. Add. Let's not do that. Okay, I'm going to go and do this on my own. I could do this. Let me do this. I do that. No, I'm still going to put it off on the other screen. It's amazing how many times I've seen people create secrets, create passwords, security certificates, and they just email it to the service provider or the client or the send it to your service provider, and then they input it and they have it on their email, and then they share it, or you send it to your account director and then they share it with the development team, and one of the developers then deploys it, and by the time it actually gets into the system, it's been shared with 5 people. So and again, the first time you do this, or when you create a secret, you only get to see it once. So, and once you've created it, all right, let me move that back into here. I need to turn this extension off. That's our password. That's our secret for the managed identity service principal. All right, networking topology. How are we doing on time? Okay. I wonder what time power's going off the day. No, I don't want to add that to the last part. Away. Okay, hub and spoke. Hub and spoke with your own third-party NVA. So if you're using FortiGate or you're using an NVA for your firewall or edge device, then you can create that. Well, actually, let's just go through. Or you can use Virtual WAN. I did lots of work with Virtual WAN last year, and I think we should go back and review that at some point. I haven't done it for a while. Problem with these things is Virtual WAN costs quite a lot when it comes to just having a test environment. Hub and spoke with your own third party, maybe. Region for the first networking hub. Okay, let's go hub and spoke with Azure Firewall. That's fine. Let's do that for now. Let's do this. So we're going to use this range, and I think that's fine. And we're going to do North Central US, which is where we were working before, where we started this process. DDoS network protection, no. Private DNS zones for Azure PaaS services, so yes, we can deploy that. A VPN gateway, we're going to say no, because, well, if I say yes, I can choose what sort of gateway I want, but I don't want to consume that or use